Holy doodle squat. I just saw one of the best fights in all of combat sports of the year. Wow. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, those guys put on a heavyweight boxing clinic. This fight had not one, but two huge knockdowns by Deontay Wilder. Round number 9, round number 12. In round 12, Fury went down, rose up like the damn Undertaker, but somehow, some way, he's alive. Fred Richani, TSC, your home for combat sports news updates. If you're new here, please consider liking, following, subscribing, and enabling notifications. This fight was highly anticipated. This fight lived up to the hype. But once again, the boxing judging also lived up to the hype in the worst possible way. Now, I'm going to read you these scores here, all right? Now, the wide consensus is that Deontay Wilder lost this fight. Okay? Tyson Fury outsmarted him a lot of times, jabbed him, rocked him, socked him. He was moving around. He was playing the mind games. He is phenomenal at getting in his opponent's heads and making people look bad. And he had Deontay Wilder huffing and puffing a bit. He had Deontay Wilder a bit confused on his bicycle a bit. But Wilder, as is the case in all of his fights, as many people have seen, he's just one right hand away from knocking you on your ass. And Fury has an unbelievable chin, an unbelievable heart, unbelievable resilience. And I thought on points, he clearly won the fight. But here's the scores here, which are absolutely preposterous. If you've watched this fight, you're probably just as confused as me. Dan Foster on Twitter says, "How's that a draw? Tyson won it 114-112 in my opinion." Yeah, that's a pretty damn good score. That's a reasonable score. But here's the scores here. Split decision draw. 115-111 Wilder. 114-110 Fury. And 113 for the draw. Eric Cruz is asking me, do I agree with the decision? Absolutely not. I think it's garbage. I think it makes boxing judging look really bad, especially when you look back, right? Like just a few years ago, wasn't one boxing judge vamoosed after the first Mayweather-Madonna fight? And they did a rematch and Floyd pretty much won. That was preposterous. We actually, I think it might have been not just that fight, but going back further, the Pacquiao-Bradley fight. That was kind of preposterous. And then we had the Triple G Canelo fight, the first one, which that was a draw. And it was a great fight, but I thought Triple G clearly won. And the funny thing is, I thought in the second fight, Triple G narrowly won, but I could have seen it as a draw. And naturally, they gave the fight to Canelo. So I'm not going to, I don't want to get sued here. I'm not going to say that boxing promoters and judges and all this stuff is kind of WWE-esque, okay? But all I'm saying is if I was a wrestling promoter and boxing was a predetermined sport, which it's not, I would think that this would be the perfect booking. You have a phenomenal matchup, disputed finish, bada bing, bada boom, you book an immediate rematch. And I believe the commentators did say that there is a rematch clause, which I'm assuming that means it's for an immediate rematch. Now, here's the thing. Had Wilder lost? Yeah, I think he would have an immediate rematch. But are they going to run this back? Well, here's what they should do first. The California State Athletic Commission, which is the same commission that just a week ago allowed Chuck Liddell to fight and get his ass knocked out and you're 50 years old. Way to go, guys. They need to sit the judge down, I don't know him or her name, that scored a fight for Wilder, and just vamoose their asses out of here. Just revoke their license, revoke their judging privileges. If they want to have a job as a dishwasher at one of these things, or they want to mop the floor, or something like that, or be the person that checks your tickets at the door. That's great, and nothing against those jobs, by the way. But I'm pretty sure all those people that I just mentioned, all those people in those jobs are hardworking, that probably busted their asses tonight for a living, could have all scored the fight better than that judge. It's just absolutely preposterous. And it's crazy because this was a great fight. And while I'm excited for a rematch, right, I would have still been just as excited if they got the decision right. If they gave us the clear-cut winner, Wilder. I did see a couple people say, hey, well, technically, Wilder had the 2 knockdowns, 10-8 rounds, Of course it could be a draw. Of course. I just don't see it. I really don't. I'm not a boxing expert, but I've watched a lot of fights. And I just don't freaking see it. I don't get it. I don't understand. And Eric here says, I don't agree with it either, but I'm happy with the decision. We get to see it again. But how do they promote this one after they were hugging and kissing each other after a fight? That's true. Fury and Wilder did hug and kiss each other after a fight. I mean, for a prolonged period of time. And nothing wrong with that. I love the sign of respect. I mean, these guys left their souls in the ring. I cannot stress to you how impressed I was with Tyson Fury. Not just with his game plan. Not just with his iron chin. The mofo got up like The Undertaker. Okay? And unlike WWE's stupid no-selling where Ronda Rousey gets put through, has her neck being put on a chair and stomped on as she's walking smiling the next night on Raw, Tyson Fury within seconds, 10 seconds to be exact, got up. Now, normally I would say, terrible decision by the referee, blah, 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 you got to protect the fighter. And this probably goes against some of my principles with combat sports, right? You got to protect the fighter. But sometimes in these big fights, you got to have a little leeway. And at the end of the day, look, if Tyson Fury couldn't have kept going, he wouldn't have made the 10 count anyway. So you might as well just make the 10 count, right? It's academic at that point. And Wilder was celebrating, and his fiance's in the crowd celebrating. Everybody's celebrating. And then what happens? Fury just gets up. Again, like The Undertaker, or like, one of the Walking Dead characters or something. And he's lucid. Like, at first, he's a little a little loopy. And then he hits an awesome combination on Wilder and reminds Wilder, hey, I'm still in this fight. And at that point, Wilder was like, all right, shit, maybe I'll just take this 10-8 round and, go to the judges. And if you look at their reactions, like their immediate reactions, when the scores were announced and the decision was announced, Fury was like, what the hell? And Wilder was like, oh, thank God. So to answer Eric's original question, how do they run it back after these guys were hugging and kissing and talking about Jesus Christ and all this stuff? I mean, here's how you run it back. You show highlights of this fight. You see the never-ending gif of Fury rising up like The Undertaker, and you run that ish back in the spring. It's great. This is better pro wrestling than actual pro wrestling. They went to a split draw. They had a great fight, a great match. Had a split draw, disputed finish. Are pretty much going to have an immediate rematch, pro wrestling. And afterwards, I don't know, they joined forces? Like, Fury for like 5 minutes straight. Jim Gray was trying to get something out of it. And he's just like, thank you to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Thank you to my team. Thank you to BT Sport. Thank you to Sky Sports. Thank you to, whoever, Showtime. Thank you, Ice Cream Truck Man. Whatever. He's thanking everybody under the sun. And then at the end, he's like, okay, yeah, I'll have a rematch. He's a great man. I love this man. And God bless you. Thank you. And then at the end, like, Jim Gray's like, so do you want it in the UK or do you want it in the US? And he's like, well, I've been away from my family, blah, blah. And then something clicked, right? And the real pro wrestler Tyson Fury came on and he's like, well, I'm paraphrasing here. He's like, well, there's somebody that's a chicken here. AJ, Anthony Joshua, buck. And then Jim Gray goes, do you agree, Deontay Wilder? And he's like, hell yeah, I agree. We're the 2 best heavyweights right now. He's scared to fight us. And with the way things are going right now, with DAZN paying a shit ton of money for Anthony Joshua, I don't know if Wilder or Fury are going to be fighting him anytime soon. And last time I checked, from what I heard, the Anthony Joshua fight did not do so well on DAZN, even though I think the guy is a star, and he's obviously a huge star in Europe. But in the U.S., I don't think it's really translated all that much yet. I mean, to some extent, not a lot. But here we have one guy who revitalized his career, made himself a bigger star in Fury, and another guy who I think was a rising star and is still a rising star in Deontay Wilder. So I guess it works out for all involved. They're all getting paid. Kind of sucks for us fans. So, I don't know. I want to be pissed off about this. I feel bad for Fury, but he was so nice and so gracious. And, he did say he believed he won the fight. Actually, he did have one slight verbal jab at Wilder at the end where he's like, behind me is the number 2 heavyweight in the world. And I was just laughing my ass off. WWE needs to sign Tyson Fury. Seriously, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? Sign Tyson Fury. New Japan Pro Wrestling, all these wrestling companies. Forget Conor McGregor. Look at Tyson Fury. This is the guy y'all should be studying if you want to get yourself over, if you want to get yourself popular. Jeez. Brandon Calloway. How the hell is it a draw with those knockdowns? I don't know. Carl Taylor says there's only one Tyson Fury. That's true. James Cam Arender says an effing draw. Yeah, I know, dude. I know. Brian Andreo Santiago. That's an awesome name. Fury is a beast at heart. Took a jumbo 2-piece, flatted out on his 12 geese. Respect. Yeah. Fury was down Fury was down technically more than 10 seconds. Yeah, okay, because the referee had to count. Whatever. Within 10 seconds. The fact that the guy was up and still fighting and he looked like he was dead and came back alive, that's a medical miracle, man. I'm just saying. That was a freaking medical miracle. Wow. But man, I don't know. I'm just so indifferent right now when it comes to the freaking decision. Bottom line, it was the wrong decision. And bottom line, while it ended up working out for all parties involved, let's call it like we all see it. It's pretty much bullshit. And Fury should have won the fight. Wilder wouldn't have been hurt that much in a loss. I think there's a myth in boxing that, if you lose a fight, you lose your drawing power. Oh my God, he lost a fight. Meanwhile, MMA has been around for years and years and has proven that that's not the case. You look at Tito Ortiz, he lost plenty of fights. You look at Chuck Liddell in his prime, lost plenty of fights. Randy Couture had like 10 or 11 losses in his career. He drew money. Brock Lesnar, just plenty of guys. Actually, there's technically one sort of undefeated fighter still around in UFC that's really big. Well, 2. Khabib, and he wasn't a draw until he faced Conor. And John Jones. And while John Jones is a big star, he never really drew to a huge level other than against Rashad Evans and twice against Daniel Cormier. So I think that defeats the whole myth of you have to be undefeated. Yeah, but who knows? Again, I'm not insinuating anything with boxing. I don't want to get sued here. But if you were a conspiracy theorist, you could say they favored the promoter in the American tonight. Just saying. But one loss doesn't hurt a guy, and I don't know. Not trying to say judges fix this. It pisses me off. Canelo Alvarez in boxing. Jesus, the guy lost to Floyd Mayweather early in his career. Dude's selling out stadiums. He's a huge draw, and he just got a huge money deal from DAZN. And actually, his fight's coming up in just a couple weeks, and it'll definitely be interesting to see how that stream holds up and if DAZN can actually make its return on investment, and if in the future they'll bring him some competition. But in the meantime, heavyweight boxing is alive. It is well, but these judges, at least their careers, can go to hell. Ugh. Like that rhyme. Anyway, folks, if you enjoyed this update, please feel free to like this video, share this with all your friends, like our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Sports Courier. Follow us on YouTube, subscribe, youtube.com/The Sports Courier. If you want to check out this podcast online, soundcloud.com/TSC News. You can watch our TV show, TSC News, also on YouTube and on Manhattan Neighborhood Network for everybody that's in the New York City area. Until next time, everybody, as always, enjoy the fights, and, well, we'll see what happens next. But I think the real loser tonight, Anthony Joshua.